You're going to Rio as the head of the Senate Observer Group.
This is a bipartisan delegation. Senator John Chafee of Rhode Island is the ranking Republican member, and under the Constitution, the United States Senate has the responsibility to advise and consent on treaties and the negotiations leading up to treaties. And it's important to note that there will be some active negotiations during the Earth Summit, because several documents are still in the works there. The document known as Agenda 21 is still being negotiated. The document known as the Rio Declaration is still being negotiated. The Statement of Principles on Forests is still being negotiated. There may even be an effort to revisit the Biodiversity Convention, which the President announced our country would not sign, in an effort to remedy some of the provisions that are problematic in that draft. So there will be ongoing negotiations, including on an agenda of actions after Rio, because there is a great deal of interest in the world in getting a so-called prompt start on implementing those few actions that are included in the documents that will be signed there. Have you noticed the full-page and half-page newspaper advertisements that the government of Japan is buying in our national newspapers, outlining a bold agenda for the environmental future of the world? The most prominent political leaders in the Japanese government are now going full blast on this, and they're making a bid for world leadership. They're also saying, along with Germany, that the new products and processes that will be needed to face up to this crisis represent the largest new market in the history of world business. What are we doing about that? Look at, all the attention has been on Rio. What about Sao Paulo? At the same time the Earth Summit is being held, there is an environmental technology demonstration being held in Sao Paulo, which most heads of state are going to visit while they're in Rio. And I looked at the floor plan the other day and the lineup of exhibitors. We Americans have about 25 businesses represented there. And they're making some good products, new dosimeters to measure water pollution more accurately, and new plastic hoses to connect different parts of the environmental cleanup machinery and stuff like that. Japan, they have an exhibit space about 50 times larger. It's organized by MITI at the highest levels of their government, and by the Kidan-Ren, the largest Japanese business organization. It's all integrated into their 100-year national plan for cleaning up the global environment. And it features an incredibly impressive array of new technologies that are aimed precisely at the bullseye. Now, we can sit back and try to let President Bush convince us that our best national strategy is just to protect the polluters from any discomfort, let them keep it belching out as much pollution as they want to, or we can get serious as a nation, understand the dimensions of this environmental crisis, understand the nature of the opportunity involved, and go after it. The Japanese are trying to sell them that machinery. The Germans are trying to sell them that machinery. We're trying to protect polluters here.